Aaron Rodgers stated that you went above and beyond to get in his head a little bit. He mentioned the opening game in '09. He said if the guards were Mike back then, they'd have probably had to bleep a lot of stuff out.
Yeah.
That was that trash talk. And
It was, like I said, it was good trash talk because it's usually between plays, and they always have to call the mic out or blah blah blah. Well, Lance would always say when they called the mic out, no, I'm the mic. He would start messing with them. But our checks. So Aaron knew our checks. You play a team enough times, you're gonna know their checks. So we had a pirate check. So we changed it for that week, and this is gonna be great for people listening. But it was Big Pussy. We changed it. So it was pirate. So we could say anything that had a P on it would be our pirate check, so they wouldn't know our pirate. So the tight end gets up and moves it, and Lance goes, Big Pussy, and Aaron starts laughing before the ball gets snapped. He looked at me, started shaking his head, and started laughing. But we had to change our stuff up because he knew our defense so well. And Aaron, you weren't going to trick any of those guys pre-snap, but just the words, the buzzwords that we throw around there were always fun.
Being a part of the Bears, that division, I always think about it as great, historic bunch of rivalries throughout there, especially one with Green Bay. How was it going up against Favre multiple times a year, a guy who I loved, idolized, watching growing up?
As a kid, same way for me, dude.
He was the man.
Well, they always played the Cowboys, right? Because they were both good back in the early and mid '90s. They were always good, so he always ended up playing the Cowboys. So I'd always watch him play, and he's just such a badass. Like, he was tough. He played hurt. He was a gunslinger, took chances. But yeah, playing it. My first season, we played him at Green Bay. I actually ended up sacking him the first game. I think I picked him off the next time we played him. So it was a really good chance because he's such a competitor. Same with Rodgers, dudes. Rodgers is a badass too. They're just competitive guys, and they were fun to play against. Win or lose, whatever, they were fun to play with. There's great banter, not mean banter, but good banter back and forth, and just fun dudes to compete against.
I'm sure there's probably a couple good stories where you're just like, man, yeah, that's just him being who he is, where he's just like, he's going to torch us a couple times when you feel like you're in the perfect spots. You got everything hemmed up.
We knew he was bringing our chances to get our hands on 2 or 3 in a game. It's just a matter of catching them because he threw the ball so damn hard. I remember that we played him in '01. He threw it at me, and it went. I had it right here. It went right through my hands, and luckily stuck in my chest between my arms and my helmet. And I trapped it against my helmet. But that ball is moving. The velocity he throws the football with was amazing. But he was good, man. I have so much respect for Brett. The way he played the game, just how much fun. He's like a little kid out there, dude. He would have played. I think he would have played forever if he could have.
Time against Brett, I got some stuff that's coming on him now a little bit. There's a documentary that's coming out called The Fall of Favre. What do you make of all this, and what are your thoughts on it?
It's the media, number one, making the until I see it, either legally or from Brett's mouth, I'll believe what I want to. I think you always hear things guys are guilty before proven guilty. I don't like that. I like to think that they're innocent until they're proven guilty, which is the way it's supposed to be in America. Not just because you're an athlete, you're guilty all of a sudden. You see all these charges come out against some of these guys, and the media automatically makes them guilty just because they're allegations. And a lot of times they get turned down the other way. Sometimes they're true. It goes both ways, but I like to make my own opinions. Brett's a great guy. If he did do it, I'm sure you'll hear about it from his mouth eventually down the line. But right now, I'm gonna stick with my own opinion and then be on his side.
A lot of other great QBs during that time as well. Who was a guy that when you guys would line up against and just be like, man, this guy's just different. I'm glad we don't have to play him twice a year.
You know who one of my favorite quarterbacks is? Michael Vick.
Yeah.
I love Michael Vick, man. That dude was so fun to play against. We had pretty good success against him because we bought into what we were doing that week with the DNs just having to rush and put an arm on the guy to make sure he didn't run. But they're just locking out the tackle so Michael couldn't run out the outside. But Michael Vick was so fun to play against. Obviously, Brady was unreal. We played against them maybe 2 or 3 times. Breeze was really good. Peyton was great. I'm trying to think who we caught else in that era. But there's so many good. But Vick was always. Dante Culpepper was fun as hell too in Minnesota. I like playing against the guys that can run around a little bit because they give me a chance to kind of go get them or try and make a play in the open field.
You go from having Favre there in Green Bay every week, you're like, damn, we got to play this guy 2 times a year, and then it turns over to Rodgers, and you're like, damn, you got another problem that you have to deal with.
How lucky is Green Bay? They go from Favre to Rodgers to Jordan Love. Yeah. And I got 21 different guys in 13 years in Chicago. And they have 3 dudes for 35 years. It's same with, but look at Pittsburgh and their head coaches. Was it Chuck Noll, and you go Bill Cowher, and you got Mike Tomlin for the last 45 years. Yeah. It's unreal, the consistency they have for their head coach and in Green Bay at the quarterback position. It's amazing.
As you guys get into the 2000 Bears a little bit, I feel like that's a lot of your guys, glory days.
Yeah.
It's good times, good teams, and you guys get rolling.
Yeah, 2006 was unbelievable. We 13-3 in the year before we think we were 11-5 maybe.
Defensive Player of the Year in 05.
Yeah, and we lose the first round of the playoffs. We get the bye, and then Carolina beat our ass at home. And then the next year we're going to be going 13-3, and we get to the Super Bowl, and then we go down to Miami and just get our butts beat by the Colts. But man, even 2010, I thought we were better than 2006. We lose the NFC Championship. Jay gets hurt in the NFC Championship game, tears his MCL. We end up losing 21-14 to Green Bay, and they win the Super Bowl. But there's some good good guys, man. We had good. It was fun and all that, but we had some great teammates and some great coaches.